you want to be like Rage and Smarty in Virtua Cop on the Sega Saturn, you need a gun that has the same attitude as RoboCop's gun, the Sega Stunner. Look at this thing. It's gigantic. And it looks just like the gun that these guys use in the game. This gigantic behemoth molded piece of plastic weaponry is my favorite firearm for any video game console, the Sega Stunner light gun. Stun them with your awesome gameplay. It's got a silly title. I wish it had a better name like the Virtua Life Ender or something like that, because what you do in these games is you just wipe out hordes of enemies and make them blink into the Virtua afterlife using your Sega Stunner. Very well weighted for a plastic gun. It doesn't really have anything on it except just some molded plastic bits that make it look really cool. You can see this also has a start button. You can cycle through the menus on Virtua Cop using the trigger, and then this works like your start button. There's a gigantic warning here, which is in very small text. You may not be able to read it, but it says, "Do not point the stunner at anyone, anytime. If the stunner is mistaken for a real weapon, you can get hurt or worse." Oh, don't do that. That's bad. It also says, "Do not repaint the stunner," that it has been painted orange to make sure it's not mistaken for a real weapon. If we look at Virtua Cop 1, they're using black stunners to shoot bad guys. On Virtua Cop 2, they are using orange stunners to shoot bad guys. And in fact, there's an ad in here. Wow, what a surprise, the case is broken. Stunner, the serious player's weapon of choice. Take Virtua Cop 2 and other Saturn shooting games to the next level of realism. Not exactly sure if that's really what they meant here, but you get the idea. These kind of games are not nearly as popular as they once were. Televisions have changed, and so have accessories. However, Virtua Cop 1 and Virtua Cop 2 are some of the best arcade light gun games that you'll find anywhere. The Sega Stunner is easy to find, very affordable. This is about 15 years old and it works flawlessly. In fact, I found this with both of these games for $10. It plugs right into the front of your Sega Saturn. Many of these games, at least these two, work with 2 players, so if you have 2 stunners, you both can be shooting at the screen at the same time. It's just very well designed. It's clearly over the top, made to look like a giant science fiction firearm like RoboCop's gun. I like the handle. Your hand fits in here nicely. And they give you enough cord so you can stand a good ways back from the television. Gun makes a clicking sound, and it's just a really cool accessory to have for your Saturn. I was flipping through the Virtua Cop 2 instruction manual to see if there were any other sarcastic, smart-ass comments I could make about the Stunner, which I probably could, but I'll just keep it short. This thing is a great accessory. Pick one up. I did find something interesting. Let's go over here. Okay. We can learn about our favorite Virtua Cops, like Rage, who likes dogs, and Smarty, who likes driving. Now we have Janet, who likes fancy coffee. The newest member of the Virtua City Special Investigations Team, Janet adds a new dimension of scientific objectivity to the war on crime. Scientific objectivity?